Okay, time's come to get these carbies off. You can get a tool. There's two bolts up. There's two nuts up under here on each carby. That one and that one. Same there. You undo all them, they'll come off. I just think it's best to have a look inside there, especially after having that crap go through them. So I'll get them off. It's a bit tricky to get some of these bolts, but nuts, keep saying bolts. But you'll be right. I've got the bottom bolt nuts out. They're the hard ones to get out. But you can't use a, I was hoping to just use a socket, but you can't get a straight shot at it, so you've got to use a spanner. I've had to remove that bracket that holds this generator on because I couldn't get that last nut. Anyway, I'll take these top four out. They should be fairly straightforward, and then they'll come off. Okay, the carbies are off. I forgot about that. There's just an O-ring seals it here. There's like 4 O-rings. And I'm pretty sure I do have those. I never used them, those gaskets. I might take that off and dig those gaskets out. I'm pretty sure they're up in the loft. I may as well. I'll replace them as well. But yeah, I found them that I just didn't really want to come off. I didn't want to bust them. I'm not sure what they're made of. Well, anyway, we'll worry about that later. Okay, I got these off. This is the cylinder here that was giving me the shits. But I'm just going to check to make sure the jets aren't blocked, that's all. Have a look inside, that's it. So I'll just flip this one over, do this one first, put it back together. Well, I've washed these out. I've basically just taken the needle out. That's the needle and seat. So you want to make sure that's clear. You know, these here, one's a main, one's a pilot. So you want to make sure they're clear. That's pretty much it. The rest of it's clean. I'll clean this crap out. When you put that back in, that's the needle. You always make sure the cone part goes down into the seat. That's about it. There's nothing to them, really. Anyway, I'll finish cleaning that out. I'll blow all these little jets out. I might even run a little thing through them and put them back together. There's one back together. Like I said, this bit here, you want to make sure the little cone shaped bit goes down into the seat. That's it. That's what's, when the floats fill up, that comes up and it pushes that up into there and stops the extra fuel wasting, overflowing. And I'll just throw that float back on, that back, this carby's done. Right, that's all back together. Realistically, stuff really only goes one way in these things. If something doesn't feel right, it's probably not right. So that one's done. I'll do the same to this one. I can put them back on. I got them cleaned up with the new gaskets. I don't know why that they give me 4 of those gaskets. I'm not going to put 2 on each thing. I think it's necessary. Took a bit to clean that up, eh? But eventually got it. Anyway, I'll put those blocks on and throw the carbies back on. I've actually got a new carby link as well. This one's made of aluminium, I would say. These old ones are plastic. So yeah, I'll ditch that and put the new part. Put these together, get them on. Just like that, it's all back together. I'll replace, like I said, I'll replace this gasket and clean all that. So yeah, everything's new now, so. I've still got a feeling it's actually a fuel pressure problem. Because when I had it on gravity, it was running on 3 cylinders. When I had it running on the fuel pump before I changed the regulator, pressure regulator, it was only running on 2. So I feel I will set up this high gravity thing if this just doesn't work and just see if I can get it to run on all 4 like that. That's if this doesn't fix it, but I still don't really feel that's the problem. That just stopped it from starting. Anyway, we will see. The next bit is a bit tricky because it's got to really line in. These things here have to go in these holes. That hole there. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then you've got to make sure that you don't knock your O-rings out. I'm not sure if gluing that on was a good idea. Probably should have glued it to that. I'll soon find out. I'm also going to put a thing down here in case I drop them O-rings. I don't want to lose them. Just like that, it's all back together. Carbs cleaned out. He's ready to fire. I'm going to take that off. What did I leave that on for? I was thinking about that last night if I left that on. All right. Apparently these cars have got a tendency to catch fire. So it's a good idea to keep your battery disconnected if you own one of these cars and it's not getting used. All right, she's ready to fire. All right, I've started this thing back up. I'll try and do it and film it. It's still not running right. It starts straight away like it normally does. But I've got that adjustable pressure reg down there. I'm sure it's just the fuel pressure. It's not right. I don't think it's getting enough fuel pressure. Like, by the book, it's supposed to be 2.8 PSI. But going off that thing there, it's supposed to be, I think it was 2 to 4 PSI. Right? But I just feel it's not quite getting enough fuel pressure. Because I've maxed that out to 5. And it doesn't even go to 5. And it is running better. I'll see what it'll start like. I'll just lean this up here somehow. Let's see what I can do. No, it's not going to do it. Try that. Idling. I'm just going to turn that off. I don't want to keep running it like that. Anyway, the bloody thing starts. I knew it'd start. I feel it's not getting enough fuel pressure. I think I'll see if I can rig up what David said. But what I've got to do is get a longer fuel hose, because it's got to be I think he said 2.5 metres above here. Above the carby, so I've got to rig something up here somewhere. See if I can get a rope or something hanging off that. Bring it down, and I've got to get a longer hose. I don't have 2.5 metres of hose. I might have something. It's not fuel hose, but you probably do just to do that. I'll see if I can rig something up. All right, I must say, it is running better. It's running better, but it's still not, I don't think it's not quite right. It's got to be the fuel pressure, eh? Generator's working. It's definitely working. When you rev it, the amp gauge, she's working. That's like something. At least we fixed something. Anyway, I'm going to check these plugs out. Let's see what's happening with them now. I still don't think it's firing on the first cylinder. I'm just not sure if that fuel pump's doing quite enough. Because the fuel comes in here, right? All these carbies get fed first. That one gets fed last. We'll figure it out somehow. But I've got a feeling that fuel pump doesn't have enough pressure. Like it says 2 to 4 PSI. Could be just 2. I've got to make sure. It's supposed to be 2.8. I'll rig up that setup what David said, but I don't have the hose here. I'm not going to just use any hose. I want to have fuel hose. And I've got to somehow rig up a bloody something up there. My high ladder's not here. My son's got it at one of his jobs. Anyway, at least I knew it'd start. It started straight away. That's something. At least we know the generator works. Now I'm just going to have a look at a couple of things. I've just pulled this plug out. It is wet. Like it's getting fuel. Like what's stopping it from bloody firing? I'll check the others free. I know the front two are firing. Let's make sure this number 2's firing. But what can stop it from doing that? It's got me buggered really. Unless it is still fuel pressure, I'll still try that. But it's definitely getting fuel. That cylinder's got fuel in it. Anyway, it's getting close. It is running okay, but that's not firing. You can see it hasn't fired. Anyway, we'll see what happens. You can see the difference between the two plugs. That one's working, that one's not working. It's not running great because obviously it's only running on 3 cylinders. It's not going to run right until all 4 cylinders are firing. I don't know if fuel pressure is going to do that, but you know, just keep trying. I've rigged this up so you can see. Can't see that on there, but it is sparking. I've just double checked the power at the fuel pump. It's getting 11.96. Here at the battery, it's getting 12.3. So it's dropping 3 points of a volt. It's just nothing. I'm just starting, you know, it's weird. I'm getting spark. There's fuel there. I know it's got compression. This motor does have good compression. It's, for one of these, it's got high compression. It's got 60 thou over. And unless it is just that fuel pressure, I'm going to have to do a couple more tests on this thing, but it's close. It's really close. I'm going to do something about that muffler. I'm not happy with that. There's no shit coming out the back of it. I'll probably put some coolant in it. I wasn't going to put coolant in it until I made sure that generator's going, but I just wanted to talk to my mate about that first because it's his generator. I want to make sure we can buy it. Yeah, I've never seen a motor get fuel spark and not fire in the cylinder. But first time for everything, I suppose. Anyway, I'm starting to think that pump doesn't have enough grunt. It just doesn't quite have the grunt. It did say the fuel pressure is 2 to 4. It might only be 2. And that's not enough to pressurise whatever it needs to get that there. That's just what I'm thinking. Like, I'm starting to run out of stuff to think. Mate, I'll just see what I can do about rigging up this other setup. There's one other thing I will try, like looking at these caps, like they're clear, like they're not touching anything. But that one there, it is touching here. I can reroute it through that hole there. But all I'm going to do is just get an old lead, wire it straight in and just have it so it's not touching anything, and just make sure that's not causing a problem. You know, it might look like it's sparking when it's out and it's not touching anything, but once it's in, and that could short. We'll see about that. Okay, I'm back at this thing again. Starting to run out of things to, ways of thinking about how to fix this. Like, it's got good spark, it's got getting fuel, and it's got good compression. Now, it won't fire. That number 1 cylinder's dead, that one there. I've looked at these. They sort of sit free, that one a little bit, but this one is sort of down, sort of touching the cover. Is it shorting there? Probably not. And what I'm going to do is pull that crap off. I'm going to jump another lead from here into there, and just so it's not touching anything. I'll give that a go. If that makes no difference, I'll set up the gravity feed thing, but it's got to go off the top of that thing up there. That's how high it is. 2.5 meters is just level with that. It's higher than you think because it's already, nearly a metre off the ground. The carbies, it's got to be 2.5 meters above that. Lucky I've got a high roof. Anyway, I'll just give that a try and see if that works first. I'm trying 2 things here. I've changed the plugs. I've put the other old plugs in it. I don't know if they work or not. They're a hotter plug. And I've changed this lead and just see what happens. Right, sorry I didn't film that, but yeah, I'm just trying to figure this out. That made zero difference. Anything is worse. So them plugs are coming back out. I've plugged this thing in and started it. That's not flashing. That should flash. So, for some reason, that's not getting the message to fire. This plug. So that's something. Why? Bugger if I know. But anyway, that's something. I'm going to flick this onto a different one and see what happens. I just tried this thing on this car here as well, and it doesn't light up. If I put it straight on the battery, it lights up, but I had to fix that. It must be the wrong bulb. Must need a special type of bulb or something. Anyway, that's useless to me at the moment. It's definitely getting fuel. That's that number one plug. Thing's wet. Like if it's getting fuel, it should fire. Why won't it fire? This is just getting annoying, you know. I don't think I'm not sure about hooking up that gravity feed thing on at the moment because I can clearly see it's got fuel. Yeah, this bloody car's just really annoying. I think I'm just going to leave it at that for today. I'm not going to hook that gravity feed thing just yet, but is it possible to overfuel? Bugger, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to buy a new one of these tomorrow. I've got to go somewhere tomorrow, and I'll bring back a new one of them and make sure it works. For some reason that doesn't work when you hook it up to a car. It works if you put it on a battery, that light comes on, but it must be a different voltage. Something, I don't know, I'll look it up what the voltage is supposed to be for that. Yeah, it runs and everything with that, but it's not flashing for some reason. Like I said, I did change that bulb, because that thing doesn't get used much and all the contacts were stuffed. And I changed the bulb and solder it to that spring. That all works. But yeah, as far as overfueling, maybe if you've got a turbo motor and you're running 40 pounds of boost or something, that can happen, but is that going to happen here? You can't tell me it's got too much compression, surely. No, whatever. At the moment it's only a s450. It only runs on 3 cylinders. I'm just going to walk away from this thing right now. Tomorrow I'm going to go and buy one of those things and hook it up and see if it flashes when it's bloody running. Because that hole there is dead. It doesn't work. All these other three, they're fine. The thing starts instantly. Like if I can get that other hole running, it's going to run nice. But right now, I've had enough.